Hello, good evening, class. This time around, I'm talking about exceptional demand curves. Now, an exceptional demand curve is a demand curve that does not follow the law of demand, which states that the higher the price, the lower the quantity demanded, and the lower the price, the higher the quantity demanded, all other things being equal. Now, in the case of an exceptional demand, what it means is that even when prices are high, sometimes consumers will be demanding more. So, in this case, the higher the price, the higher the quantity demanded, and the lower the price, the lower the quantity demanded, which is an exception to the law of demand. Now, cases of exceptional demand occurs in the area of ostentatious goods. Ostentatious, prestige. Sometimes we do buy commodities not because of their importance, but then we buy because of the recognition that people will give us. We want to buy so that people will recognize us as rich. Meanwhile, we are not there, but want to buy so people will see us that we are there. Typical example is wedding ring. When it comes to weddings, we all know that the most important aspect of marriage is parental consent. And then also your marriage being recognized by the states that you are married. Parents have consented, and then the state has also sanctioned it. Yes, that's marriage. The wedding ring per se is something artificial or something that doesn't consummate the marriage. So the price of the ring doesn't matter. But some people would want to buy very expensive rings so that people recognize them as rich. Meanwhile, they could have done it at a very moderate or very low price. So anytime we are behaving like that, then we say we are behaving ostentatiously. So in this case, when the price was low, people felt that no, people disregard them by using such kind of commodity. So demand was less. But then as the price was increasing, then people were demanding more. The second case of exceptional demand relates to Giffen goods. Giffen goods. Now, Giffen goods in general, they relate to staple foods. What are staple foods? Staple foods are foods consumed by people of a particular locality. In this case, when the prices are low, people want to buy less. For instance, a commodity like say fufu in Ghana, among the accounts in Ghana, it's a staple. It's a staple. But if it's being sold in any ordinary place, the rich don't want to buy. But the same commodity, when it's well packaged and being sold in a very nice environment at a higher price, now you see the rich buying. So mostly for different goods, when their prices are low, the rich see them as inferior because everybody is consuming them. Staple foods. For instance, Komi among the gas in Ghana. Everybody is consuming it, so the rich don't want to consume it. But the same commodity, raise the price and sell it in an environment where there are a lot of rich people. In that case, because it's well packaged, you will see that the rich will begin to patronize it. All right. So the economic implication is that if you are going to sell any commodity, that is more or less a staple food, package it well, sell it in a very nice environment, raise the price, and the rich will patronize because your staple is your staple. Without much ado, we want to talk about changes in demand versus changes in quantity demanded. Now, when we talk of changes in quantity demanded, this is caused by the price of the commodity in question. In the case of changes in quantity demanded, you see the price is increasing. So an increase in price will result in a decrease in quantity demanded. But then a decrease in the price will result in an increase in quantity demanded. So changes in quantity demanded, which is also termed as movement along the same demand curve. Movement along the same demand curve is caused by changes in the commodity's own price. Changes in the commodity's own price. So in this case, demand changes due to changes in price of the commodity in question. However, there are times that even when the price is constant, the level of demand can change. At the same price, the level of demand can change. So when we say changes in demand involve a shift of the demand curve. So in this case, for changes in demand, in this case, the price of the commodity is constant, but other factors will cause the level of demand to shift. So the demand curve can either shift to the left or to the right. A shift to the left, that is an inward shift, indicates a decrease in demand. But a shift to the right indicates an increase in demand. So shift to the right, increase in demand. Shift to the left, a decrease in demand. So in this case, the price of the commodity itself is constant, but other factors. For instance, when the weather becomes very cold on a particular day, because the weather is very cold, demand for cold food items may decrease drastically, although the price has not changed. So the demand curve will shift to the left. But what if there's a sudden increase in population? A sudden increase in the population, although price has not changed, it will cause the demand curve to shift to the right. So for changes in demand of the factors that affect demand other than the commodity's own price. So the commodity's own price is what? Is constant, but it's other factors that will cause the demand curve to shift either to the left or to the right. On the other hand, for changes in quantity demanded, remember that the price is rather changing. So an increase or a decrease in price will cause quantity demanded to change. So for changes in quantity demanded, what we have to know is that all the other factors that affect demand are constant, but the price is what? Changing. But for changes in demand, the price is rather constant and the other factors are rather changing. And that is the simple difference between the two. Thank you for your attention.